Greetings, one and all. We are here. I'm here with Alikat, the hip hop Oprah.
Hey, peace. What up, brother Pharaoh? How you
Good,
doing, Pharaoh?
good to see you, sweetheart. I'm glad you're here. I
Me-
wanted you to come over because you're like a hip hop connoisseur. You actually lived, you were in New York in the middle of a lot of the action. And
Yeah,
I think you got a lot of history that our subscribers could really enjoy to hear some of your stories and some of your upbringing. So, when
thanks for
did you?
having me.
Oh, no problem. When did you first get involved with hip hop? What year was it? How old were you?
I believe I first heard it. I was like 6. Planet Rock was the first song that really grabbed me, and I was in Florida then, living in Florida with my parents. But when I got involved doing my own thing, actually, my little sister started rhyming first with the Rowdy Bunch. So that is probably like 93, no, probably 95. And then I started rhyming maybe 97. I was real whack at first, but I just kept going and I got nice.
And what were you in a group or what was your rap name?
My rap name always been Alikat.
Alikat.
Alikat was always my rap name. Um, the group, or it was a crew of MCs called the Rowdy Bunch. It was a bunch of us, literally. My cousin Tears, he started that. And, with Ajala and Asalam in Long Island. That's where I'm from, Long Island, New York. And my sister got in the group first. I was in college. And then when I came home from college, you know, I was kind of in that in between phase, didn't know what I wanted to do, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
And then I just started rocking with them, hanging out with them, and they started encouraging me to rhyme because I was so in love with the music. Like I just so hip hop all the time. So they was like, you might as well rap, Alley Cat. You always around. You might as well do it. And,
Mm.
took a little pushing, but then I started.
What was your first song that you made?
Oh man, the first song that I made, I don't even remember.
You remember? So you
I
was
don't even.
doing you
I
was
made.
doing a lot of recording, huh?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of recording. It's coming to me. I made a song with this dude called Raw. He was doing beats for a lot of the members in the Rowdy Bunch. I don't remember the song right now. Please forgive me, y'all.
No, it's fine. Now, where were you recording at? Y'all had a little studio somewhere?
Yeah, Raw had his studio at his crib. He had a small spot, but we would go and record there. But then we had a spot called the Bomb Shelter, which is in Roosevelt, New York, which is where Public Enemy is from. Eddie Murphy, Dr. J. It's a lot of history and a lot of great hip hop from Long Island.
Hmm.
So we used to record there at the Bomb Shelter, and it had enough room for all the Roddy Bunch. We had guys and girls. Like, they used to really encourage the girls. That's what they call us. My sister was Poison Ivy. I was Alley Cat. We had Cameo. Cameo actually made me this hat. And
Nice.
she does beats for my television show. So she rhymes and do beats. And we had Tinnitus. We had well, it was Bag of Booms. My aunt was in, she's a sister that's on Instagram. She does healing and wellness now, but she started off MCing with us in the Rowdy Bunch.
Wow. Now, what were you taping on, digital or 2 inch?
When I first started doing it, I had a reel. When me and Crook, we got, well, with the Rowdy Bunch, we were on ADAT. You remember the ADAT
Right, I
tape?
remember the ADAT. Yep.
Yeah. So when I started, it was the ADAT, but me and Crook, when we got together, we had the reel. You know what I'm saying? And then we
Mhm.
went to ADAT. Then we went to the little, um, I think it's DATs, and
Right.
then we got our digital board. So
Right.
I'm from analog
Right.
to straight digital now.
Right. From analog. Right. Right. So
And go ahead.
go ahead. So um, you were getting your stuff. You guys were getting your stuff mixed and mastered and all of that.
Yeah, like we would with the Rowdy Bunch because Tears especially, he was so serious about it. He got to deal with Vibe Records for all of us. Vibe Records, the gentleman that owned it, may his soul rest in peace because I heard he passed away. He actually sued Quincy Jones for having the name Vibe Magazine. He had
Mm,
it first. Now he had a huge studio in Oyster Bay, and he used to pay for Tears and some of the members of the Rowdy Bunch to go to different studios all over. You're gonna hear Tears a lot if you're talking to me, because he's the one that got me started, that really
hmm.
encouraged me and pushed me and gave me the confidence to start rhyming. Him and my little sister Teagues.
So now, at that time, what you guys were doing? Making CDs?
No, we had the tape. We go back to the pause tapes.
Okay.
When they go, cause we had
Right, the cassette tapes. Right.
yeah, the cassette tapes, and they'll make the beat on the tape. We were so enthusiastic. We going. My father had like your collection in the back of there. He had all the albums. We'll take the albums, sample our music, and then we'll do like our own little pre-production thing. Like we did everything. But
Hmm.
when we had our opportunity to get in the studio and do our thing, we got in the studio and do our thing. Like Tiz, he's been to Japan and all of this traveling, doing this music. He used to roll with Buster. He used to roll with Rumpelstiltskins. Like he was really like up and coming. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And nice.
Right. So, where were you guys selling the music, or where were you going to get the radio play, or how were you getting people to hear your music?
We were very young. So, like that was an issue with me because I was a little older than maybe Tears. Not maybe, I was definitely older than Tears and my sister and those guys. So I used to ask those questions. We got to get out there. We have to do this. So, Tears really dealt with the record labels and the record companies, and they were wanting them to do it that way. I wanted to do it the street way. Like I'm always like, we could do it ourselves. You got like 10 albums, Tears, already. Like we could do it ourselves. So that's what I started doing when I got with Crook, you know who was an affiliate of the Rowdy Bunch. We got together and we did an album, and we pressed up our CDs on CD Stomper. I don't know if anybody remember that. That was like a software where you can press up your CD, put a nice little cover on it, and we called it Life Shit. And I'll just go out on the block and sell it. And
Hmm.
I was so ill with it. Like I had my little receipt book, and I'll write out the receipt, give it to the people, have them sign it. And, I sold my CD to Angie Stone, Lynn Whitfield, Joy Bryant bought my CD. Joy Bryant was on Get Rich and Die Trying,
Hmm.
50 Girl on that.
Hmm.
So Lynn Whitfield played Josephine Baker's Thin Line Between Love and Hate, you know, and they were just, and we know who Angie Stone is, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they were just gracious enough to be like, you a sister doing your thing here, and they were already famous, and a few other people also, but definitely many people in the street. I will travel around. I will go to Jersey, Canada. I used to work for Delta Airlines, so I can go to Canada, Bahamas, Louisiana, anywhere me and Crook went. We sold that album.
Nice.
Hmm.
Now, were there any radio stations will let you come up, like college stations or anything
Yeah.
like that?
Okay. There was a station in Long Island. Oh man, I'm like got to dig in my head, but it was
Mhm.
like that was the show WBAU, Adelphi University. We did a lot of showcases in New York City. Um, End of the week, Mental Supreme. He has a training camp. That's what he called his showcase. I mean, you name it, I did it.
Mm.
We performed at Justin's. restaurant. The gentleman that did it there was the guy from Free AJ. AJ facilitated a big showcase there. That was really nice. That was dope. And you just keep it pushing. You just
Right,
keep
right.
going. And that's how I got my television show. Selling that album, keeping myself out there. And I was at a barber shop, sold a lot of CDs, like maybe five right there. And a gentleman came up to me and he was like, "Yo, I like how you present yourself. I like how you talk. How about be on my show?" And I was like, "Bet, yo, we gonna call. I'll call you. We'll be on the show." And then when I called him, he was like, "You know what, Alikat? I like you. I want you to have the show. I want you to host the show." And he just gave me that show, Studio 202. And like 6 months to 8 months later, the gentleman passed away. So I just keep the show, put it on my back, and just keep it pushing, no matter what. And it'll go to my children and grandchildren after that. That's how we do it.
Now the show is called Studio 202. How could the subscribers watch the show? Where could they see it at?
Well, I do have a YouTube channel which is called Studio 202 The Show. I broadcast every Tuesday night at midnight on mnn.org, channel 2. So you get a link, you go to mnn.org, you go to channel 2. Right now, I'm developing a channel with Get Global Network. You can also go there now. And I try to spread myself on different platforms, but now I'm trying to get not trying, but I'm developing my own platform just to put it out there. I'll be putting a lot more things on YouTube. I learned from the best from a gentleman named Pharaoh. Just looking at what you do and the jewels that you drop for people like me that's outside and that has a lot of. I have so much footage, it's ridiculous. I have
Yeah,
K Slay. You name him, I got him. Swiss
yeah.
Beats. His other wife, Mashonda. Like, I have so much stuff. And it's really exciting that it's 50 years of hip hop. And, like, I've been excited all day.
I know you have. Now you got a lot of material that's got to get chopped up and put out.
Yeah.
So you said you came up in Long Beach, correct?
Long Island.
Long Island. So
And
now
we
in
do have
Long,
a Long Beach out there. We do
yeah,
have
so
a Long
yeah, right. So Long Island. Now, what rap artists, hip hop artists did you run into at a young age like that we know that's popular now?
Well, when I was younger, I was walking home from school one day and I saw like this black Trans Am and I looked, I did a double take and it was Eric Sermon from EPMD. You know what I'm saying? Just right there in my neighborhood, just chilling. And that's when they was rocking. Paris Smith from EPMD. Um, you know, who else? There's just a lot and it just came in and went out. Keith Murray, you know, Keith
Hmm.
Murray's from Long Island, Central Islip. Um, I never met him, but I know LL Cool J was born in Long Island, in Bayshore, Long Island. I
Mm,
linked up with Biz Markie.
mm,
He worked at not he worked at I worked at a club called Wandy's. This is actually my friend's father, who is also a good friend of mine. And I was doing coat check, making a little change. And Biz Markie was there DJing. And
mm.
after everybody left and everything, he was like, "You look like Diana Ross." I was like, "What?" But he was real cool. So Bismarcky, R.I.P. to him.
Mm.
Um, who else? Just a lot. Granddaddy IU, who's also from Long Island,
Right.
and Ralph McDaniels, who is a big, big, huge influence on me. He's not from Long Island, but I did have an event from Long Island. And Ralph McDaniels, for those who don't know, he like pioneered what Yo MTV Raps was doing. He was
Mm,
playing hip hop videos from all over the country. And a lot of people say that New Yorkers don't like music from other areas, but I find that not true. I know it's not true for me. I used to be so excited knowing that hip hop was growing, and I hear people from the West Coast, hear people like Boss from Detroit, see her
mhm.
video. Luke from down south. Watch his Uncle Luke and Two Live Crew. Watch their video. Ghetto Boys. What else? Any people from there was some girls from England. He was playing their video. So Uncle Ralph was the one that started it for me. He came on at 3 o'clock after school, as soon or maybe 4 o'clock after school, because then as soon as we got home, first thing you was doing was bang, video music box.
Mm.
You see everyone on there. Just Ice, KRS-One, MC Shan, LL, Run DMC. He just played everything and everybody from all regions. But let me tell you, I'm here in Georgia, right? And I have a partner. His name is Justin, and he always have on his Atlanta everything. Tattooed the Falcons. And I was like, yo, I was playing Mob Deep, and he was like, I don't listen to that. I don't buy that. He's like, if it come on the radio, I was like, oh, y'all the biased ones. They
Mm.
always talk about the New Yorkers, y'all the biased ones. But that was the big thing, knowing that the West Coast, the Midwest, you know what I'm saying, Common, do you wanna
Right.
ride? All of that, yo,
Right.
I just loved it all. And that's what hip hop is to me. It's about growth. It's about connecting, networking. It was interesting today when you was building on the 50 years of hip hop, saying how it made you an entrepreneur, or got you more into being an entrepreneur
Yeah.
with the world records.
Right.
Same thing with me. I started with my pops, but I was a little girl. But I took that knowledge, and wanting hip hop made me a businesswoman. I always
Mm.
wanted to do it, but it made me a businesswoman.
Right.
And it has done so much for everybody, or for a lot of people all over the world. People come from nothing, come from the ghetto, and we had a vehicle to make it pop. And look what they do now. Like, if on your local bus, we used to tag that bus, put graffiti on it, but now they put their advertising on it. You know,
Right.
I remember when they said hip hop went. This is just a fact. They had a whole news thing. I was like 8. They had a news thing, said it wouldn't work. It was a fad. And
Mm.
look at it today. 50 years, $1 billion industry.
Right. So give us some history of hip hop from your perspective, being in New York, the growth, who did what, from how you seen it. Like, give us some history from your history of hip hop and how it grew and who you seen when and
My
things
first
like
big superstar
that.
that I realized what was Curtis Blow.
Hmm.
You know, it was Curtis Blow. Like, he had basketball. These are the breaks. Like, he
Yeah.
was huge. He went on Soul Train, you know, and that
Hmm.
was big. Then UTFO, Roxanne, that was huge. That was played all the time. But and that radio thing with Mr. Magic
Mm.
and uh, um, DJ Chuck Chill Out on
Mm.
Kiss FM, Mr. Magic on WBLS, and Red Alert on Kiss FM, and they going at it with the music. You just heard so much, but you only heard it at night. I had to stay up or record it at
Mm-hmm.
night to really embrace it. So the radio was really big. Then after that, it was like Rakim, not Rakim, Run DMC, you
Mm.
know, um, Rakim, MC Shan. Um, then after that, it was the Bridge Wars with KRS-One, going at MC Shan. Then Stetsasonic. It was
Mm.
just so many, because we used to watch those videos. Just Ice, he was real
Right.
big to me. Salt and Pepper, okay,
Right.
Salt and Pepper. My homeboy Eddie is saying MC Light, and definitely because when I was like in the 6th grade, my middle school used to have like shows there. You know what I'm saying? And they had a DJ there, and they was playing "I Cram to Understand You" just like that from MC Light. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be on that stage
Mm.
from the 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, doing the MC thing.
Mm.
So it's hard to say give one
Right.
in New York because so it was this they were coming, they
Right.
were coming, they
Right.
were coming. Biz Marquee was huge also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Positive K was huge also because them videos were playing and we just Milk D, Milk is chilling. Giz is
Good.
chilling.
Yeah, that was big.
You know what I'm saying? That was huge. I
Yeah,
was in
that
the
was big. That's
grade.
one of the biggest songs of hip hop. Quiet as it's kept.
Yeah, and how many people sample that? I got a clip with Giz, not Giz, with Milk doing that. 50, Snoop, everybody that chopped it up or made it theirs in some type of way. How could I forget Slick Rick?
Right.
You know, doing those stories and all of that. And then when the gangster came in, Cool G Rap came in with the gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just took things left. Big Daddy Kane was my favorite. His Big Daddy Kane is the first tape I bought.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I bought that first album he got. I bought that. Played it from front to back till it popped.
Wow. Now, how big was Heavy D?
Oh my gosh, he was huge. He Heavy D and the boys were huge. It was friendly music, but Heavy could spit too. Everybody knew who he was. And he was the cool ones. Like thank you for saying Heavy D. Heavy D was humongous and a big influence at the time that he had it. And then to see him in Biggie's video as like the bodyguard or the man at the door, like, nah, hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You knew Hev was still doing his thing. We can take it to Philly with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They were huge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to see them transition from just spitting to going on TV, because Heavy did that. Um, Will Smith did that. Queen Latifah did that. Who was we all know was another huge one with um, UNITY, Ladies
Right.
First, her
Right.
whole album. You know,
Right.
to see where we've come, it's just amazing. And I just encourage everybody to just keep doing your thing.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. So now, who would you say was the biggest female coming out of New York? Who were y'all most crazy about? Female artists coming out of New York. Which one?
What time period?
Overall, if you had to look at all of them, who had everybody going the
Oh,
craziest?
overall,
That's a hard question, I know.
yeah, but I would say maybe Nicki Minaj. She had,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying?
mm,
I remember before she got really big, um, when she did that same pose Kim did, because she followed Kim's blueprint. Like we
right,
ain't got no front like she didn't. And she did. And I was telling everybody, yo, you heard of this girl named Nicki Minaj? Da 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 da. And people were looking at me like, ew, they didn't like her name. And I'm like, yo, she's fire. She's talented. So Nicki, if we're gonna measure it like that,
right.
she was huge. But don't get me wrong, Kim, Foxy, Heather B. There was a lot of ladies out there kicking it. You know what I
Now
mean?
you know who comes to mind to me
Who?
that really don't get her props. Roxanne Shante.
Oh my gosh, Roxanne, and
Whoa.
Roxanne Shante is a bully on that microphone.
Yeah, she's like one of the original beef people that kept up beefs, I think.
She was at the Apollo, and this is like 87 or maybe 90, early 90s, and she kicking that stuff. All the ladies are there. She was like, any bitch want to get with me? Duh. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what I love about her. She keeps the spirit. I listen to her every day on Rock the Bells radio.
Wow.
Yeah, every day. I never met her. I'm good friends with MC Shan. He's down here in Georgia where I am. I look forward to the moment. For real.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
forward to the moment.
Interesting. Interesting. So, at what point did at now some people at what point they began to think that everything was dying out in New York for a
Mhm.
period? They was kind of worried about everything dying out. There was so much action in the West Coast. There was so much action down south,
Mhm.
and so who? So Nicki Minaj was really the one that probably kept it. Would you say that, or who in particular?
50.
50.
50. Come on, Southside Jamaica Queens, baby. That
Right.
50 brought it back. That was like one of the biggest, most exciting when Biggie came out
Yeah.
and 50.
Yeah.
That was, but 50 was so exciting because all the stuff that was going on
Oh,
around him in real life, but
right.
and his shit was fire.
It
You
was
know what I'm
fire.
saying? So 50 brought that shit back to New York. If people want to talk all of that.
And he was just in New York, and I mean, he brought out all the heavyweights.
Yeah, because he spoke about everybody. Everybody was mad at him when he
Yeah,
did.
he brought out Jada Kiss when he was just there for
Hmm.
that show. I mean, he,
Oh, you mean this show that he just did? Oh my
yeah,
God, it looks so exciting.
yeah,
And I know he was like he was back at the crib, and I just know the energy he was feeling, and I know that energy that New York was giving him. You
yeah,
know, because he did a lot for the city.
sure did.
He did a lot for the city, right where he's from, and where he from ain't pretty, ain't nice. I lived over there. It
Right.
ain't pretty, ain't nice.
Wow,
Hmm.
wow. So now the youngsters coming up in New York now,
Hmm.
what's the scene like now? But you probably wouldn't know a lot at now because you're
I'm
in
not up
Atlanta.
there.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
in
up
Atlanta.
there,
Right,
so
right.
I know some people that's doing their thing in Long Island. I do, but like my 15-year-old, that's he said that's all he listened to is New York drill.
Right.
My oldest sons, they're a little old, they're a lot older than him, and they're like, no, they sounding like the old heads now. Like, no, you shouldn't listen to that. But he finds it he finds that he likes the lyrical talent.
Mm-hmm.
I know Fabio Foreign is up there doing his thing. I can't name the names, but I know the song.
Right, right,
But
right.
Lola Brooks, the girls, what's it,
Oh, she
Scarlet?
fire. Oh,
You
she
know what I'm
fire.
saying? And there's it's a couple of other young ladies up there, you know, banging it down. But
Mm.
and they're always gonna there's like a trailer load. There is a line of people up there spitting from all type of neighborhoods, from every borough,
Mm.
because they've been raised in this. They got mothers like me. So they're gonna be raised in this.
Mm. Much respect to Deshaun. He says Alikat the best. Tune in to Studio 202.
Yeah, man.
So now you're in Atlanta. So Atlanta's popping now too, right?
Man, it's popping. As far as the hip hop scene, it is popping. We listening to those fellas that I work. My sons are my business partners. So when we in the car, they have they shit rocking, but they also have everybody rocking down here. It's just people are really out here keeping the culture going. I know they've been complaining about the ticket sales and so on and so forth, but you just don't have, or the powers that be, they don't have all the right people up there that can bring it for
Mm.
them. But little babies down here, the Migos are down here, Future's down here. They all hot and still scorching over here. They still got it popping.
So what's the scene like in Atlanta as far as hip hop shows and stuff like that? Are they having a lot of shows or
They
what's
have
the,
a lot of shows. I get hit on my phone a lot for people to do. Now, I'm talking about people that are looking to go up there where Migos is, where
Mhm.
they are. There's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of executives here. There's a lot of people that put on showcases, that put on shows. BMI has a hip hop showcase down here every year.
Mm,
ASCAP also has one down here every year for
mm,
up and coming people. Everybody in the industry comes here for some reason. It's like New York.
yeah.
It's not, it's different from New York, but in that industry thing, it's
Mm,
like New York. And then you have the power players down here, like your Two Chains, your TIs, your Killer Mikes. They're the Goody Mob. They are still here, and people like um Ali from Saint Lunatics. He live here. A lot of people live here.
right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
Buddha bless this beat. You know what I'm saying? He's out here doing his music. Like it's a great place to be if you know how to network. If you make sure you move around and if you stay focused.
Mm. So now, what could we do? What do you think we could do to help the old school rappers, the rappers from back in the day? How can we get them more shows? Uh, what's going on with that? It seems like there's a problem to get them noticed, recognized, shows to keep. Because the reason I say that is because you see these old rock and roll guys, and they'll get together and they do these big old tours. You
Yep.
even see the R&B guys; they'll get together and do these big tours with all the old and they make a lot of money. Like
Mhm.
the Four Tops and the Temptations is coming here, like I
Yeah.
think this month. Why is that not happening for hip hop?
I think some people in high places, I don't know their names, I don't know if they the Illuminati, but they make a decision and brainwash some people to say, "Oh no, that's whack, that's this, that's that." Disrespect our own people and our own culture. And when I say our own people, our people within hip hop. A solution that I find that can be done for that is you get little baby with the KRS-One do a show, because I'm gonna let you know now, all of them, Rakim, KRS-One, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Luke, all of them people from back then, they are real tight on this microphone and with their stage show. Way better. Like some of them can learn from. They need them on the show. They can learn from them. So like mixing it up, but I don't know how the people would take it, because they take everything else, as long as the people that are in position make it palatable for them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when the old school singers and rock and rolls come out, the old school audience come out. So I'm saying, why doesn't the old school audience support the old school artists? You see a lot of older people complaining about the young music.
Well,
They saying they don't like the young music. They saying the young music's selling out. They saying this and that.
hmm
But when the older artists come, these same people that get all in the chat saying all this, they don't come to the shows.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, but brother Pharaoh, a lot of people out here lip profess. They like to complain, and they're really not about the action. They really don't want to support. There's a small few, because when De La Soul comes, or De La Soul, they from Long Island. Hey, De La Soul. But and rest in peace, Paz. But you know they're just not supporting, and it's not like they don't know the information. People, they're just talking.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I find that the old school hip hop fans are phony.
they are.
They don't put their money, they'll
Where
get in the
their mouth is.
chat and they'll say stuff, but when people come to their town, they won't come to the show.
I have to agree. I have to agree, because these artists, they should have way bigger venues, and the fan have to be out there, and the fans have to be out there to support them. Those guys that like the Grateful Dead, Queen, um, what's the one that bit the bat? His group,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come out, they support.
They listen when those rock and roll guys come here. Somebody said they got to come out in the daytime. They got such a big fan base that they book them in arenas. They
Exactly,
book them at baseball fields. And those
exactly,
people come from all over to Chicago to see them if they come to Chicago. They'll come from Wisconsin, they'll come from everywhere to support them.
right.
I find that the old school fans, especially on the internet, I find they're fake. I find them to be fake. They
And
do a lot of talking, but they don't show up to the shows. And I've been to shows in the daytime because somebody say they got to have shows in the daytime. I have been to Legends of Hip Hop shows in the day,
hmm
and the crowd is pathetic.
I agree. Then there'd be small places too. It'd be parks,
It'd
you
be
know.
small places because nobody
Yeah,
gonna show up.
right. It'd be small places, and that is also for the, the positive conscious. That they do that also for those kind of rappers too. When they say, I first of all, I like the young kids. I like it all, but when
Now I
they're
got
like,
somebody saying they have health issues. So my question to you is, well, why do white folks don't have health issues? That's the same age. See, that's that bull crap. This is Trisno, making excuses. But yet, them white folks come out, they the same age.
ooh, they come out with their masks,
They be the same,
wheelchair.
they be the same age. So that's fake. You're making excuses. You're one of the people, Trisno, that don't show up. That's why you're doing it. You're one of them fake people that get in the internet and you don't show up. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're not in a wheelchair. You can show up. You just don't show up. And you're telling on yourself. So a lot of times I just see that. I feel like uh, they don't want to support. I'm talking about the older generation. Okay, I can't talk to you no more. Okay, I see you. Okay, get a lot of weirdos on here. So,
Yeah,
I find that the people that complain, they don't support what they say they want to hear. They
right.
say they
They
want
just full of it.
yeah, they say they basically just hate on the younger generation, but don't support the
What
older
they're
generation.
saying they want.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They spend their time to talk against this
what they
group, what
yes.
they say they don't like, but they don't spend no time to support what they claim they do like.
Right. And a lot of people do that. They're too anti instead of dealing with what they're pro.
Yeah, they're
You know
not pro.
what
They're
I'm
just anti. Yeah,
saying? Right. And I don't I don't support them talking against the youth. I, Sexy Red, I love Sexy Red.
right.
Yo, I like that girl. Let me tell you why I like her. I was watching a video, and her video came across, and there was a brother in a wheelchair, and she at the gas station. She put the chain on him. She twerking all over him. Not she's relating to this gentleman, where
Right.
other people like, you know what I'm saying? She she hand to hand. She's like Alikat. Like I don't rhyme like that. I don't dress like that. But I know her inner is like Alikat. She for the people, you
Right.
know. And a lot of people always want let the youth do the youth. You do you. Let the youth do the youth. Things have to evolve. I didn't want to. They were complaining about me. You cursing in your lyrics. Why you have to say that? Why you wear your hair like that?
Right.
You should perm your hair. You want to do perm my hair? No. So I don't. I definitely don't do it to them. I let them rock. You know what I mean? And they're doing great music. Got some dope ass beats.
Now
Everything's going to be the same.
I'll tell you something else. What's funny about what he said too?
Hmm
He said they don't want to come out, but yet when they have the R&B shows,
Oh, they be
they come
outside.
out. The same black age group when they have these big R&B shows, like when the Temptations and the Four Tops come here, it's going to be packed with the R&B supporters. But the rap supporters of the old school rap, they don't show up like the R&B supporters of the old school R&B.
So, a lot of people, you know how they say, he's 40 and he's still rapping. They put a
Ah,
negative, they put a negative air on rapping, and it's
good
a
point.
art.
Good
It's
point.
a art. Like me, Alikat, I'm gonna be hip hop till they put me under.
Right.
My grandkids, everything. You could call me Grandma Alley Cat. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So people, oh, he's still trying to rap. He's still trying to do this. And also that flashy image people are always trying to attain with the jewelry and the cars. And you can't always be that way. Of course, you got to have a certain image, but
Right.
that chasing it, and if they don't see you get it, they're going to try to label you a failure.
Ah,
That's why. And then these people, then I'm too old, to do that. Like, you too old to enjoy your own music from your generation, you
right.
or some people might be going into church, and but they still love hip hop. I could talk to them and they'll still be like, they'll name this and that and that and this, but people put that negative connotation. Oh, she's still 40 and she's still rapping, or he 35 and he rapping. Well, that's a skill. That's art. That's writing poetry. That's lyrics, putting the beat together. That's
Right.
a skill.
Right.
But they, with R&B artists, they never say, "Oh, he's still singing and he doing music." No, he could go into a club and sing, and nobody's
Right.
gonna judge him. They
Right.
judge it. They say
Right.
it's a young man thing or a young woman thing. But I see Grandmaster Caz out there, still tight on that mic. It's a skill level.
Yeah. That's why I bought two drill tracks. I'm getting ready to do a drill album
That's what's up.
because I'm 65 and I'm not supposed to do it. And
Yeah,
just because I'm not supposed to do it, I'm gonna do it.
that's
Just
what- that's what's
just
up.
because I'm not supposed to, because I don't believe in that not supposed to stuff. It's just like if you're
It's
alive,
people that, those type of people, brother Pharaoh, they can't do it, and they want to limit what you do. It's some of that too.
oh,
Like they
okay.
project they shit on you, you
Hmm.
know. So nah, it's a skill level. Everybody can't really do it,
Hmm.
and it's a shame that people don't support it and they just keep talking. I wish they would, go ahead and support.
Yeah,
You know,
because the brothers still
it's
should be.
our music.
Yeah, the brothers should still be able to make a living, and the
Mhm.
brothers should still be able to come perform for us, because I would love to go see all of them do the songs that we grew up on, the songs we knew back in the day. I think it'd be a great concert. I would love to see them do big tours with all of them, Run DMC and
Mhm.
EPMD and Big Daddy Kane and them on tour. I'd go cry. I'd go fast.
They're doing that show at Yankee Stadium tonight. It looks like you should see. Like, I was watching Snoop with MC Shan. The nigga was fanning out in quotes. You know what I'm saying? Shan fanning on Snoop, Snoop fanning on MC Shan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because those are the people we were listening to that inspired us to do what they do. That inspired 50. He loved KRS-One.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't I excuse me, I can't answer that question, brother Farrell, except
Yeah.
people are full of shit, you
Yeah,
know.
we gotta work on that, because it doesn't make any sense that our people can't make money. It doesn't make any sense that they can't keep going on with their careers and keep doing the music that they put out here. It just doesn't make no sense. We need to support that just like every other art form does.
Hmm. They
And
still support shows, let's say like Picasso shit, and paying millions of dollars, and he dead, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So it's like, that self love got to kick in, that unity should kick in, for each generation. Some of the younger generation be like, "Oh, you old now," or the older generation be like, "Oh, they shit trash." That don't help anything.
no, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
don't help anything. More love needs to be injected.
Right. Well, being here in Chicago, I just get pissed because they'll have Wrigley Field and they'll bring like shoot, the Rolling Stones or somebody, and man, them people come from everywhere to see their groups they grew up with.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
they come and they put on their clothes to try to look like how they looked in high school. And they be 65 and 70 years old.
yeah,
And they come and they have a great time.
yeah.
They be fired up.
It's just respecting the legends. You know that
Yeah,
they're showing respect and honor for what they've done,
right.
for making them happy in their youth.
And their
And
youth.
yeah, and nothing is wrong with that. I
No,
don't.
it's not.
Hip hop should definitely do it.
Hip
Because
hop.
they
Yeah.
made us happy. They made me happy in my youth. That's why I'll play the videos. I'll make sure I interview the person or go to the shows and get, um, a chop up with them. Because I saw Nas's acceptance speech for Billboard's Legend Award or something like that today, and he was like, "It was because I loved it. I'm a fan, and that's why I do what I do because I love it. I'm a fan." He couldn't have said it any better. That's all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And just get, like I said, inject a little bit more love and stop with the excuses. Put money in people's pocket. They're working hard. Just
Mm-hmm.
like, because these same people, like these stars, they're the ones who inject things back in our community. They still have to go to Walmart. They still have to go to Home Depot. They still
Mm-hmm.
have to go to the restaurants to put money in your pocket also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how an economy works.
Right, right. You're 100% right, Alley Cat.
Mhm.
Well, hopefully we can push that. Hopefully this 50th anniversary, I think this 50th anniversary will create these type of conversations
Yeah,
because,
it
cause,
has.
yeah, because I think that show in New York's probably going to be crazy. I can't wait to hear it, but that's
Me
probably going to,
too.
yeah, that's probably going to be crazy. It's probably going to be
Yeah,
really,
Shizzle backstage. He with everybody. Manny Fresh, all of them. They just spitting the bridge or whatever. I'm just looking like, dang, I'm just happy you have a great time.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully that'll spark it because I think they got a right to, to live off of what they did. And I would surely take my grandson.
Mm-hmm.
I think the little kids, that would be something great to take them to.
Oh, they would love it. And not only that, they would they it will they will honor it. They're
Hmm.
little, you know what I'm saying? They will
Hmm.
honor it. Besides the things that they know now, they will that all the current um younger artists or whoever's
Hmm.
popping right now, they're gonna be like, oh, that's hot too. And
Hmm.
just the fact that these people laid the foundation for where some others are it just should be done. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I don't think that is taught enough. I don't know if little baby, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't know if he give a fuck about a rock him. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
he even knows anything, I'm sure he knows now, but when he started, knows anything about him or why should I pay homage to this dude from New York? Why should I care about Uncle Luke? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What Willie D did? Why should I care about him? But they paved the way for you to do what you're doing to now on a big level, and they when they were doing it, they weren't even getting paid how you getting paid. you know
Exactly.
but the love and the passion was there. They opened the door, and just on the strength of that is why we
Exactly.
should do pay homage to the pioneers.
I agree
laid
100%.
it, laid it down.
I agree 100%. I couldn't have said it better myself. So, Alley Cat, once again, tell them what your show is, how they can find you.
My show is called Studio 202 The Show. You can find me on YouTube at Studio 202 The Show. I'm on Instagram at Hip Hop Oprah. My show comes on Eminem.org every Tuesday night at 12 a.m. channel 2. All you have to do is click the mnn.org and then channel 2, and boom, I'm there. I play all the hot shit, definitely. I do. I play the legends, and I play things that that should be getting airplay, but that doesn't. You know,
Mm.
and that's another thing, back, Brother Pharaoh, that I've been thinking about and building with you about other avenues to have these spitters, these MCs come on and show their lyrics.
Hmm.
So we got things boiling with the hip hop rap show, and I definitely want y'all to stay tuned into that.
Oh
But
yeah, y'all go follow on Instagram at Hip Hop Rap Show.
yeah,
Alikat's gonna come over there, and she, if you got talent, you're gonna be able to come over there and show your talent, and that's gonna be really popping.
and we're gonna do it live, and you just spit your hot 16.
Yeah,
Girl, boy, young, old, there'll be no discrimination from us. And look, if you dope, of course, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's it, fire. If you whack, I'm gonna be like, I ain't gonna say nothing. My mother said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say shit at all. I'm gonna say like,
that's right.
you know what
Now Alikat, we gotta get one of them bars from one of them songs you wrote.
I'm saying?
Let us hear. If we don't hear nothing but 4 bars,
Let me
pick
see.
one of your songs when you first started. We know it's something when you first started, but for historical purposes, we want to make sure we got.
I forgot I was gonna have to spit.
You can do it.
All right, hold on, y'all. Huh?
One of your favorites.
Life shit. Oh my God, Brother Farrell, you put me on the spot. Hold on. Hold on, E. All right, you ready?
Hmm.
Me use verbal intelligence when I represent. Acknowledge my skill on this full out extent. Focus my mind on what we out to get. We ride up in the cut, yo, ready to shit, get rich with God's love and blessing. Manifesting thoughts to physical essence. My people in your area on the toe. My people in your area on the low. Locks, braids. Oh man, Brother Pharaoh. Ah,
That's all right. We got that, and that's
ah.
history right there, because that's Alley Cat from
Oh
way
my
back.
goodness. I
That was
gotta pick up my microphone
you
and
wrote
dust
that.
it
You
off,
wrote that
y'all.
when? You wrote that how long ago?
20 years ago.
Now
20
that's classic. That just that you
years
spit
ago.
that. I'm the only one got Alley Cat rapping.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was dope
yeah,
though.
no
That was
doubt.
dope. That was
I
dope. That
gotta
was
sing you
fire.
that song too. I gotta sing you that so I can
Ye-
redeem myself.
Yeah, send me your
But
stuff.
yo, when you MCs out there that's working, that your microphone is polished and you ready to do this. Look, we're gonna have that hip hop rap show thing for you. We want you all to come through. You know what I mean? And just spit your hot 16 and bang. We on to the next one. Hot 16 bang. On to the next one. And we just want to open doors for y'all and keep what was created to keep it going. And that's all we're here for. You know what I mean?
You know, you're a treasure for sure. Hip
Thank
hop Oprah, and you've been working real hard. And you know, we're gonna push to take that thing all the way to the moon, because you know we got to get all that footage you got and get it chopped up and get it out there, because they are not going to believe. Even you're going to be shocked when you go back through all your footage.
I know. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
So, Brother Pharaoh, I want to thank you so much. Everybody that has tuned in, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're just going to keep growing and showing what we do. And, we're going to do it just like that. Your girl, Alikat, Hip Hop Oprah. Bang, bang.
All right, Alley Cat, much love. I appreciate you, sweetheart.
All right. Peace. Thank you, Brother
I
Pharaoh.
love. That's Alley Cat doing her thing. Fire. So go check her out. Go follow her. Alley Cat, Hip Hop Oprah. Follow on Instagram and get ready to check out everything on Hip Hop Rap Show. And y'all have a good night.